So when it comes to project eligibility, this is always the core considerations that when we have first discussions with potential project operators that we really want to discuss with them and make sure that their projects are lined up to meet these high quality requirements. So obviously the core consideration, as we've seen in the voluntary carbon markets, is additionality, making sure that the imminent emissions are really going to happen and that the utilization of carbon credits is important and required to basically abate those emissions and that they wouldn't happen otherwise. So in this case, regarding oil and gas projects, the first eligibility requirement is having imminent production of hydrocarbons. The next one is verifiable supporting information. This is kind of the documents that we mentioned earlier that will be uploaded to the platform. 3 is mechanism for legal protection of retired reserves. We'll go into more detail on this a little bit further, but essentially it is protection that the retired reserves, once they're plugged and abandoned, that they will not be developed again for at least 50 years in the future. That way we can guarantee the permanence on a lasting basis. Regulatorily compliant. This is another key consideration for additionality. So making sure that the operator is in good standing with the regulators, that they have the correct permits to operate in place, that they file for correct permits to retire the wells in consideration of the regulations in their local jurisdiction, as well as that there is not existing moratoriums on the reserves or something like that coming into existence in the couple additional weeks. That kind of feeds back into the additionality and the imminent production of those hydrocarbons resulting in emissions. So business as usual production forecasts. This is the accuracy and the quantification of the emissions through the hydrocarbon production that is to be expected in the coming decades. And that really factors into the accuracy and is really managed and regulated currently by SEC and the business community in general, which has been doing this for many decades. Justification for expectation of geologic permanence. This is kind of the key component also of the permanence, basically making sure that the retired reserves in the project are not going to be migrating to a separate reservoir or offset wells and produce that way, creating leakage and reversals of the issued credits. So we believe that if the projects meet these initial eligibility criteria, there's a good chance that they'll be able to generate high quality carbon credits using our protocol and the digitized platform.